In this tutorial, we're going to look at meta tags and their continued importance. Once upon a time, meta tags were extremely important to search engines. They are not as important as they once were, but they still have a certain level of importance, and we'll talk about what they do and how they work. Well, for starters, what is a meta tag? Meta tag is a tag that is hidden from the user. It's in the background of your HTML, but it describes your page and has a number of different attributes, which I'll talk about. Some of them are still very important, some of them less important than they once were. So how do we get to them? What do they do? And where do we go? Well, for starters, you right click your page in Expression and you go into page properties. And in here, you will see options under general for title, which we've looked at before right at the very beginning of HTML. And we saw how important that was because, it's good to put in strong keyword rich descriptions. And that's good from a search engine optimization perspective. Page description is still very, very useful. Okay. With regards to this, quite often this is what shows up when you search for something in Google or a decent search engine. You'll see a description below that. So it's very important for us to put something in there. They could influence the user by the language that you use and how you entice them onto your page. Keywords. The next section here, once upon a time, keywords were extremely important. In fact, once upon a time, they were the main criteria for your position on certain search engines. But with the likes of Google and a lot of the modern day search engines, the importance of keywords became less and less, and keywords in meta tags, I should say, became less and less. So, it's not as important as it once was. It's no harm for us to focus on them because we're getting other keywords in there again, but it's not near as important as it once was. There are lots of other meta tags that are worth looking at. There's one called refresh here, which allows us to refresh our page. So we could set the refresh rate to be every 30 seconds or something like that, which means that, it will actually renew your page every 30 seconds and make sure your content is most up to date and so on. Okay. Robots. Now there's two attributes you can include into robots. One is no index, which means that when a search engine comes to your web page, that it doesn't index the content of your web page. In other words, it doesn't take it away and put it into its search engine for people to search and so on. Okay, so that's very important. If you don't want something to be searched and to be found, you make sure to put in no index in there. And the other option in here, which is important as well, again from a search engine optimization and a search engine perspective, is the whole idea of no follow. Now what that means is that if it sees links from your website, the whole idea of a search engine spider is that it comes to a certain page and it follows all the links from that page. So if you don't want that to happen, just say there's a certain part of your website that you don't want indexed on Google for whatever reason. I'll give you an example of that. It might be the members area, or it might be a staff area or something like that, or a secure area, of course. Well, then you put in no index and no follow, which means that it doesn't index the information into its search engine and it doesn't follow any of the links from this particular page. Another option here would be languages. There's other ones as well, which such as geo, etc. So there's a lot of other things in there. As I said, they're not as important as they once were, but there's a number of them here, such as title, description. Robots in certain cases can be very, very useful and is absolutely essential in certain cases as well. So that's our little introduction to meta tags. We'll just show you here a very simple idea of a meta tag here, where you see description, content equals, and you can see your description here. Okay, you can see name, author, again another type of meta tag. So who created it or who authored the actual page. Okay. And then, of course, you see title, and they don't have keywords in there and so on. But you can see that that's how they work. They're in the head of your HTML, so they don't appear visible on the screen. The only one that does appear visible on the screen is your title, which will appear up here in your tab. All the rest of them will be in the background, but can still be extremely useful to you.